You're at a party. Someone walks up, smiles, and says, "Hi." And just like that, your brain leaves the building. English, gone. Vocabulary, deleted. You stand there, nodding like a malfunctioning robot, thinking, why am I like this? Welcome to Monday English Podcast, the show where awkward English moments get dragged into the light, roasted gently, and turned into real learning. If you've ever frozen mid-conversation and then replayed it in your head for 6 hours, congratulations, you're human. And today's episode is for you. We're diving into survival English for awkward situations. Not the textbook kind, the real kind. The kind where your mouth forgets how to mouth. In this episode, we've got 3 survival zones. First, when you don't understand a word. Second, help. They're talking to me. And third, sorry. Did I just say that? It's all about staying calm when English gets weird, fast, or painful. Because guess what? You will mess up. You'll say strange things. You'll forget simple words. And it'll be fine. Maybe even funny. Most people think awkward moments mean they're bad at English. Nope. They just mean you're actually using English. You can't mess up a language you never speak. So if you've been avoiding conversations just to protect your pride, cute idea. Doesn't work. Avoiding English won't make you fluent. Freezing in silence won't make you smarter. Today, we're not learning how to be perfect. We're learning how to survive. With awkward grace. With silly sentences. With the boldness to say, can you repeat that, instead of just smiling and dying inside. So take a breath. Shake off the panic. Segment 1 is called the Sorry What Survival Kit. And yes, it's going to hurt a little. Let's go. You're standing at the counter. You want coffee. Simple, right? The person behind the counter looks at you and says, you want that for here or to go? And suddenly, static. Not words. Not English. Just a buzzing sound. You blink, smile, nod like a tourist in a science class. Then you say, yes. What did you just agree to? Who knows? Maybe they'll give you coffee. Maybe they'll call security. Either way, that moment, that weird, loud, frozen moment, is what today's segment is about. Because not understanding someone is not the problem. The real problem is pretending you did and then dying inside for 3 days after. So, let's build your survival kit. No grammar points. Just real words, real reactions, and real awkwardness. Let's start with the magic phrase. Sorry, could you say that again? It's short, it's polite, it works. Again means one more time. Like, can you play that song again? Easy. When people speak fast or use strange words, say this. Don't just stare like your ears went on vacation. And if you're feeling bold, upgrade your sentence. A bit slower, please. Slower means not fast. Like, this car is slower than that one. Use it to stop the speed train of native English and ask for help without sounding weak. Because asking is not weakness. Pretending is. Another good tool? Ask. What does that mean? Mean here is not about being rude. It's about definition. Like, what does awkward mean? You can also repeat part of the sentence you did understand. Say sorry for here, or let them fill the rest. You give them a piece. They give you the rest. That's teamwork. You don't need to repeat the full sentence. You just need to show, I'm trying. I'm not lost. I'm just loading. Here's a fun little phrase you probably don't use enough. Loud and clear. Clear means easy to understand. Loud means not quiet. Put them together and you have a way to say, I got it. If someone repeats something and now you understand, say, loud and clear. They'll smile. You'll feel like a movie hero for 1 second before the next panic hits. Now let's talk about tone. Tone is how your voice sounds. You can say what in many ways. One way sounds rude, one way sounds lost, one way sounds calm. You want the last one. Keep your voice soft, not weak, not nervous, just soft. You can sound confident even when you don't understand. Smile, nod, use your hands, point, Don't panic. Panic turns small confusion into full breakdown, and you don't have time for that. Sometimes when you really don't know what to say, your body language is your best friend. Body language means how you move your face, hands, or body. A small smile, a raised eyebrow, a confused face, they all help. They buy you time. Buy here doesn't mean money. It means getting something extra. Like, this smile buys me 5 more seconds to think. Useful, right? But here's the sad truth. Some people still say, I'm scared to ask questions. Cool. So you prefer staying confused? That's like missing your train because you're too shy to ask for directions. Cute idea. Still dumb. You don't have to understand every word. You don't even have to pretend. You just need a plan. You need a few solid phrases in your back pocket and the guts to use them. You can be confused and still sound smart. You can miss a word and still join the conversation. Fluency is not magic. It's just practice plus courage, and you've got both, even if they're still warming up. Here's your task. Go to the mirror. Say, can you say that again? 3 times. Use a strong voice. Not a scared whisper. Do it until it feels normal. Because the next time someone speaks fast and your brain short circuits, you're not going to nod like a bobblehead. You're going to survive it. And then, then they'll ask you a follow-up question. So let's move to segment 2. Help. They're talking to me. You're standing by the printer at work. It's Monday morning. Your coffee hasn't kicked in. You're just trying to survive. And then it happens. A coworker appears full of energy and says, "Hey, how was your weekend?" You freeze. Your brain doesn't know what to do. Weekend? What is weekend? Was it good? Was it bad? Are you still in it? You smile. You say, yes. Again, why do we always say yes? The other person looks confused, but they smile back. Crisis avoided, kind of. But inside you're screaming, why didn't I prepare for this? So here's your lesson. You don't need a perfect answer. You need a default. Something safe, simple, and fast. Welcome to panic mode dialogues. Let's build your starter replies. When someone says, how was your weekend? Say not bad. You? That's it. Not bad means it was okay. Not great. Not terrible. Example, my day was not bad. Then bounce the question back. Say you. Let them talk. Let them carry the moment while you calm down. Another safe line, busy, like always. Busy means you had a lot to do. Like always means this is normal for you. Example, I was busy with work, like always. Simple. No drama. Just noise to fill the awkward space. Now let's add a little personality. Say something weird. Say something fun. Try, still recovering from Monday. Even if it's not Monday, it makes people laugh. Or, it went too fast. I blinked and now I'm here. You're not writing an essay. You're showing you're alive. Language is more about rhythm than logic. A strange sentence is better than silence. A joke is better than panic. If you're stuck, ask something back. That's called deflection. Deflection means you move the focus from you to them. Example, someone says, how's your day? You say good. And yours? You flip the pressure. Now they have to talk. This gives you time. Time to breathe. Time to prepare your next sentence. Time to pretend you know what you're doing. The more you deflect, the easier it gets. And if they keep talking, great. Keep nodding. Look smart. You're in the clear. And let's be honest, you've studied for years. You practiced IELTS speaking part 2 like your life depended on it. But the moment someone says, how are you? Your brain crashes. No notes, no timer, just fear. The most basic question, and you still panic. Impressive, but also kind of tragic. Don't let all your study time go to waste. These are the moments that count. You don't need big words to be interesting. You need quick ones, ready ones. Words that jump out without thinking. That's why practicing these small answers matters. Still tired, pretty normal, quiet weekend. Each one is enough. Each one opens the door. Don't make the door heavier than it is. Most conversations start light. They don't need deep meaning. They just need sound. Let's talk about tone again. You can say busy in a way that sounds angry, tired, or proud. How you say something changes how people hear it. Tired is a great word. Tired means you want rest. Example, I'm tired after a long day. But say it with a smile and it becomes soft, human, relatable. People don't want a perfect sentence. They want something real. And here's the fun part. It's okay to say something strange. If someone says, "Did you do anything fun?" and you reply, "Yes, I ate a lot and slept like a bear," they'll laugh. Maybe they'll ask more. Maybe they won't. But the world didn't end. You didn't explode. And now they'll remember you. Not for your grammar, but for your vibe. So how do you practice this? Talk to yourself out loud. Ask yourself, how was your day? Then answer. Say, still breathing, or one more coffee, please, or better than yesterday. Try different voices. Try a bored voice. Try an excited one. See what fits you. You're not just learning English. You're building your English personality, one strange little answer at a time. Here's your task. Write 2 fake replies to "How was your weekend?" Say them out loud. Smile when you say them. If you cringe, even better. Cringe is part of the process. And if someone actually asks you this week, you'll be ready. But hey, sometimes you mess up the sentence. Sometimes it's not their question. It's your mouth that creates the awkward moment. And when that happens, well, that's what segment 3 is for. Let's go. Let's be honest. Sometimes it's not them. It's you. You open your mouth, try to speak English, and something weird comes out. You wanted to say, "Can I have a fork?" But instead, you said, "Can I have a and now the whole table is silent. Someone coughs, someone laughs, and you want to vanish. This right here is what we call a classic awkward moment. Welcome. You're officially part of the English-speaking world. Here's the truth. Everyone makes mistakes. Big ones, weird ones, sometimes loud ones. You can't escape them, but you can learn how to recover. Let's start with a magic phrase. Oops, I meant. That's your first tool. Meant means what you wanted to say. Example, oops, I meant fork, not that. You say it with a smile. You fix it. You move on. That's all. No drama, no crying in the bathroom, just repair and go. Another good phrase? Let me try that again. It's like hitting the reset button. Try means make another attempt. Example, let me try that again. Can I have a fork, please? This shows confidence. Not perfection, confidence. Because guess what? People don't remember your grammar. They remember how you handle your mistakes. Now let's talk about wrong words. Wrong means not correct, like using kitchen when you meant chicken, or saying bored instead of boring. It happens, often, even to native speakers. Yes, native speakers. You think they don't mess up? Please. They say the wrong thing all the time. The difference is they don't cry about it for 5 days. They laugh, fix it, and keep going. You should too. If you want a quick fix, just say wrong word, my bad. My bad means it was your mistake. It's casual. It's fast. Example, sorry, wrong word, my bad. That's it. People respect that more than silence, more than fake confidence. Real people make mistakes. Fluent people recover from them. But here's where many learners fail. They try to explain too much. They say, oh, sorry, I studied this word in high school, but I forgot it, and in my language it's different. And maybe my teacher said, stop. Just stop. Over-explaining kills the moment. It makes things more awkward. People don't need a history lesson. They need one clear fix. Less talk, more correction. Say it and move on. Some learners say, I don't want to make a mistake. Wow, that's cute. So you just stay silent forever? Good luck with that. Mistakes are how your brain learns. You don't become fluent by being quiet. You become fluent by speaking badly, then slightly better, then slightly less embarrassing. That's how real progress works. You also need to learn how to laugh at yourself. If you say beach and it sounds like congratulations. You just joined the International Club of Language Learners who've said something awful by mistake. No one died. They laughed. You turned red. Life moved on. You'll survive. You might even get a funny story out of it. You can also use your face. A good oops face is part of fluency. Raise your eyebrows. Smile. Say oops. Then fix it. Body language is your helper when words fail. And they will fail. A lot. That's okay. The goal is not to sound like a robot. The goal is to keep talking, even after the crash. Now, here's a sneaky trick. Practice messing up. Say something wrong on purpose. Then fix it. Example, say, I like pizza in my hair. Pause. Smile. Then say, oops, I meant I like pizza in my hand. This builds confidence. It tells your brain, mistakes don't kill me. I'm fine. The more you play with language, the less scared you become. You're gonna mess up. You already have. Welcome to the club. But the moment you say, let me try again, you take control. You're not just a student anymore. You're a speaker. A real one. A human one. That's the goal. So here's your tiny task. Say one wrong sentence today. Then fix it. Out loud. Smile while you do it. Don't be shy. Be bold. Mistakes are not the end. They're the middle. And you're still moving. Now that we've crashed, burned, and learned how to fix it, let's get real. Real talk. Real feelings. Real fear. Coming up next, the moment where we stop pretending and face the truth. See you in the interlude. Oh, you froze again? Shocking. Truly. What a surprise. You studied English for 5 years, can recite verb tenses in your sleep, and yet, when someone says, excuse me, you black out like it's a medical emergency. Your brain suddenly thinks it's protecting you. Don't speak. You might sound weird. Well, guess what? You will sound weird. That's called learning. And it's the price you pay for progress. You don't freeze because your English is bad. You freeze because your expectations are. You think if you don't sound perfect, you'll be judged. But here's the twist. No one cares. No one is sitting there with a red pen counting your grammar mistakes. They're just trying to order their sandwich, Karen, not grade your speaking test. And the truth? You're not scared of the language. You're scared of the moment. You don't fear English. You fear being seen struggling. You fear saying the wrong word and watching someone squint at you. But let me ask you this. What's worse? Saying, I'm not fluency today and laughing about it, or staying silent for the next 10 years while you get ready. You keep saying, I just want to sound natural. Great. Then be natural. Natural people mess up. They pause. They say dumb things. Have you met native speakers? Half of them can't finish a sentence without or like. You're not here to win a speech contest. You're here to speak. Full stop. And don't give me the but I'm shy line. You weren't too shy to post 40 Instagram stories last weekend. You weren't too shy to argue about pizza toppings. You're not shy. You're careful. Too careful. And fluency does not come to careful people. It comes to loud, messy, brave people who sound like chaos for a while and keep talking anyway. So what if you sound strange? So what if someone laughs? That's life. That's English. That's how it works. Your mistakes are not failures. They're footprints. Proof that you were actually walking. Standing still is not safer. It just keeps you stuck. Here's your challenge. Write the worst English sentence you can think of. Then say it. Out loud. With pride. Then say it again, louder. That sound? That's you getting better. Because awkward isn't the end. It's the beginning. Now let's get back to the plan. You've got survival tools, you've got recovery lines, but now it's time to level up. Let's turn awkward into awesome. So, let's review this awkward little adventure. You've learned how to survive when someone speaks too fast. You've practiced what to say when a stranger dares to talk to you in English. You've laughed at your own weird sentences and maybe died inside just a little. But here you are. still listening, still learning, still brave enough to face your own English mistakes with one eye open. That's real progress. Not pretty, not perfect, but real. You now know that freezing doesn't mean failure. It means your brain is freaking out because it cares too much. Awkward moments? Normal. Forgetting words? Common. Saying something that sounds almost like an insult? Been there. And you're not the only one. Everyone, yes, even fluent speakers, has moments when their mouth and brain are not friends. The difference? They don't panic and disappear for 6 months. They keep going. You should too. You've got survival phrases. You've got comeback lines. You've got permission to sound ridiculous and still be proud of it. That's what English fluency really looks like. Not smooth and shiny. Just alive. Just used. Just real. Because the goal is not to speak like a robot with a perfect accent. The goal is to be understood, even when you sound like you learned English from a broken GPS. Turn left. No. Right. Maybe sandwich? And if your favorite excuse is still, I'm not ready yet, then I have bad news. You'll never feel ready. No one does. Not even native speakers. Read that again. They don't always feel ready either. They also say things like thingy and what's it called when they forget a word. So stop waiting for confidence to knock on your door. It's already late. You start. Confidence follows. Here's your action task. 1 sentence. Just one. Say something in English today. It can be weird. It can be broken. It can be totally wrong. But say it. To yourself. To your cat. To your friend. To your mirror. 1 sentence. That's it. That's the win. Not grammar. Not speed. Not fluency. 1 sentence. Spoken. Out loud. And if this episode gave you a push, a laugh, or a much-needed eye roll, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with your friend who always says, I want to speak more, but still writes English like a textbook from 1992. Send it to your classmate who thinks mistakes are evil, or send it to yourself. Listen again, as many times as you need. That's what Monday English Podcast is here for. So subscribe, come back next Monday. We'll be here. Still tired, still sarcastic, still cheering while you stumble through your English with style. Because awkward is not a problem. Silence is. Keep speaking. Keep messing up. Keep getting better. 1 weird sentence at a time.